Alright, so straight into it. Actually, let me just get the overlays working. So, is that it? Yes, alright. So here we are already on Arowana Mall Rainmaker. So welcome Tiger as well to the commentary.
Hi.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
So we do have here, sorry, I've actually got a few things on at once here, so just bear with me. But we do have Splat Factory here and Team 13. And this is a pre-recorded match with live commentary. So, although I am doing the OVAs too at this point. So yeah, as we see here, see the Splat Factory here already with a good push here at the start. Do have Chef here trying to get that pop, but he's getting a lot of coming under fire a bit there. Although that being said, Team 13 is now down 3 players, so Splat Factory here in a position to try and push further if they wish, which they do. Oh, that's already game 1 to I believe Splat Factory. I don't have the colours ready yet either, so I believe, is it that correct? Yes, no. Missing the colours, I think. Yellow, oh, it's that one. Alright, cool. Alright, I think we're good now. I think we're good. So yeah, unfortunately I was playing that a bit earlier there, so I didn't quite have stuff ready. But game 1 to Splat Factory there. Very dominant game already in Rainmaker Arowana. Yeah, just managing to get that very strong push. So yeah, is there anything that you noticed in particular in that match, Tiger?
No.
Yeah, I guess yeah, I was sort of multitasking there, so I missed a lot of that. But I'm sure we'll still see some good games coming up.
All I saw was Chef killing everyone. Flooding everyone.
Alrighty, so looks like we have the players here choosing to sub for the Splat Factory. So we do have one player jumping out for a moment. So we'll be waiting a bit for the next match here, but it will be Black Belly Zones. So interesting zones map actually. You got the top mid tower there with the zones on either side. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people run on this map. So we do have Kothak here now, if that's how you say it, jumping in now for that sub. So we'll be making way shortly here. But yeah, what do you think we'll expect here on zones, Tiger, for Black Belly? What would you run
Probably
if it was you playing?
Middle. I usually play like brush on this map and usually try and shock the middle.
Yes, very nice. Like even if you're able to just kind of chill in top mid, you can kind of, you know, use that brush from above, even like kind of pounce on people from below. I've seen that work quite well, and yeah, so brush definitely a viable weapon, and even just able to paint the zones from above on either side there. So yeah, I'm not overly familiar with what these teams run in terms of comps usually, so definitely be a surprise to me with what they run. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I just got a couple more players here choosing their weapons before we go to game 2.
I'm not too familiar with what they play either. The only person I really paid attention to when I played against Team 13 was Gaz.
Oh yeah, do you remember what Gaz was running all the time?
Mostly the heavy.
Oh, okay, so backliner. Yeah. Actually, interesting point on the backliner. Like, often on Black Belly, you don't always see backliners get run on this, just because of how awkward it can be. You know, you do have those kind of snipe positions on the sides, but it can still be quite awkward, especially if you're under pressure on those snipes. Also, I just realised we probably still have game sound going to the stream, don't we? So my apologies if you're hearing 2 games there at once. But here we are now. Oh, we're missing the overlay. My bad. Alright, here we go.
You go, Chef with that blob lobber again.
Yeah, so we do see heavy deco as well as a mini splatling there. On what's that team?
Already 3 down for
Yeah.
Splat Factory.
I'm just gonna update the colors here too. I believe that's correct. Yep. So Team 13 here managing to get that initial control of both zones, sneaking in a few points there before Splat Factory able to stop that timer. So interesting, yeah, this map's very interesting because you often see, you know, it's actually very difficult to maintain both zones here unless you're able to lock the other team out. Often you're able to take one zone, but then by the time you deal with the other one, you've already lost the first zone. So it's it can be very much a lot of back and forth with both zones here. But here we do see
double rain.
Yeah, double rain there from Splat Factory, and yeah, so Merrick's here coming into a 2v1 situation, does decide to retreat a bit, which is probably a smart choice there. Does launch that rain from the snipe, so that'll get a bit of coverage there on that zone. But actually, yeah, it does help in the end with getting that cap on their zone.
2 down on both sides. Not 3 down for Team 13. Splat Factory.
Yeah, so we do have like that rain from Team 13 there, helping get the zone, and yeah, so they now continue to work through their penalty briefly there. Before that gets capped. So yeah, I mean, as mentioned just then, very difficult to maintain both zones. Just with the map layout, you know, you've got to. It's quite easy to maintain your own zone, but then trying to maintain the other zone as the other team kind of comes in from their end, it's quite difficult to do. You have to really try and lock out the enemy team there, or get you know, get 3 or 4 of them down to be able to just, you know, lock them out in that situation. But we are seeing that a little bit now from Team 13 here. They are kind of pushing into the enemy side there of Splat Factory, managing to hold both zones. We do have the mini splatling there on the snipe there, taking out those dualies there. And it looks like we saw a trade there. Oh, we do see the bubbles there going into the base of Team 13 there. So just helping with that, keeping that pressure there as they maintain that lockout. So Splat Factory here now doing a good job of yeah, just locking him out. But that being said, they do go 2 down there with those Julies. They're getting that double. So
They should be able to get this on here, and they do.
So we do see that Stingray there. The Stingray does take out a player there. Yeah, so do see the rain. But yeah, very much at the moment we're just sort of seeing that 50-50 zone at this point. So it is kind of fairly even at this point. So it's really going to come down to whichever team can try and get both of those zones and then lock out the enemy team. Or probably in the reverse order if you think about it. But so now we have yeah, Splat Factory here with both zones here, working their way through that penalty. Although, as I say that, they do get the timer stopped, and that second zone does get capped. So we haven't really seen a strong push for a long duration of time here, apart from that early one from Team 13. But it's a very much, you know, get a few points on the timer before it gets stopped, and that is kind of the nature of this map. So yeah, Team 13 here still getting some more points there, maintaining that lead fairly comfortably, but Splat Factory are able to turn this around, and they can then take that. But as I say, they are 2, even 3 down, I believe, just then. So with 25 seconds left, yeah, I mean, Splat Factory really have to work their way back in. And oh, as I say that, it looks like they're in a good position to do that actually. We do kind of have that fight there for the second zone, or even both zones there. We have fights going on. So Splat Factory here do have both zones, with just 5 seconds left. Will it be enough though for them to maintain it in overtime? We're about to find out. They do lose control. It is overtime. If they can just get both those zones back, they're only 6 points off taking the lead there. So, oh, but they run out of time. So yeah, I mean, at the end there, we see the maps. It looks even more so blue there. So you know, Splat Factory there, very close to taking the lead in the end, but Team 13 just able to hold them off enough, just you know, just to maintain that lead. So yeah, Team 13 very much there with I guess most of the pressure there. But yeah, there was a little bit of back and forth too between those zones. So that is game 2 now to Team 13. And we do see a 1-all thing going on now. Let me just get the right map thing up. So very interesting. We saw that very strong game there from Splat Factory there in R1 and more with that early knockout of Rainmaker. But Team 13 managing to pull through in zones.
Splat Factory doesn't have the infamous panda, so I wonder how they're going to go now.
Any way to put up? Oh yes, definitely. I just noticed in chat I've got some requests for the game audio to go up, so sure. Let me know if that's okay, people in the chat.
Clamblet Snap Canal.
Yeah, so Clamblet Snapper. I do think, as we saw in the matches earlier, we did see, you know, the baller attempts there for pushes. If you're able to coordinate quite well, you know, you can have a person kind of push into the basket, and then if you're coordinated enough, you can then have your teammates jump in with super clams. So it'll be interesting to see whether we see that on Snapper. Snapper also a good map. If you're pushing kind of from the center straight into the enemy base, bubbles can also be a pretty good special for assisting with those pushes there. You know, you can use those bubbles to kind of pressure the other team as well as kind of hide under them even during your pushes. So I think Snapper Canal very much a good map for using bubbles on clams. So we are going into this match now. Any second now. Alrighty. We do see a ball point there from Team 13. Very interesting. We do see a Boozler even from Team 13. Very interesting choice. I can't remember. Is that the Boozler that's got the missiles, or is that the other one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one that has missiles and curling balls.
Yeah, I know that's the comp on one of them. Possibly is that one, or is I'm actually trying to remember now. I think you might be right there. So yeah, Splat Factory here already with a super clam, but Ham does decide to drop it while dealing with this 1v1 situation. Oh, but not able to get it back in time though. Does able to get a couple of splats there though, so that'll definitely help here.
Team 13.
We do have a push here now coming from Splat Factory, with some additional clams going in there too. So nice and early push there, and in a position there to even get some more points in there. So yeah.
3 down for Team 13 again.
Wow. So yeah, Splat Factory. Oh, we do have one jumping over there to try and sneak in some more, but not able to make it in time. And whoa, okay. Oh, sorry, I thought there was nearly another push going on there. But we do have, yeah, so Team 13, they're deciding to pick up that pity clam already. So it may seem like they're going to attempt to make another push in retaliation even. And we do have those missiles kind of going off there. Luna bringing out that inkjet while carrying that super clam. So possibly a defensive move there. There is a player nearby, so whether that was kind of to scare them away or let's see.
Bamboozle's watching at the back, maybe waiting to pick up the clam and jump to someone.
Yeah, so Luna, they're just falling short there. Jumped over, but not quite able to get close enough to throw it.
3 down. Team 13.
Yep, so it is 3 down Team 13 as you mentioned, and we do have that jump in though. Yeah. So we have Splat Factory here getting a lot more points there. We had a couple of teammates there jumping in and scoring some clams there. We just
a few more clams.
Yeah, they just need 3 more at this point. If one person is able to sneak in there and get those 3 in time, unfortunately not able to, but if they were, that would have been game. So Team 13 here, even though they've got a long way to go, they can still very much, if they come together enough, they can very much make a comeback here. They did just get 3 down on Team 13, so whether they're able to capitalize on that and try and get something going here. They are pushing right into their base, but they don't really. I mean, they're not really in a position to be scoring at this point. I guess they might have been trying to keep that pressure there, but no one was really collecting clams enough to be able to get any kind of score going there. So Team 13, they're kind of now recovering from that wipe earlier. So they do seem to have a lot of control there. We do have those missiles getting launched. Team 13 getting a lot of that control back now after that wipe. So see whether they can make something out of this now. Well, as I say, they are 2 down now. Well, sorry, on the side of Team 13, they're 2 down at the moment, so... Okay, so yeah, Team 13 able to get some points there. So very much, if they're able to pull together in this final minute and get a really strong push going, they can just get a comeback, but it will be able to work, and they will have to just, come together, get that, just get, oh, okay,
oh.
That happened.
It took a swim.
Classic canal jump. Or that was actually a roll into the, if I saw that correctly. Very easy to do with dualies on this map.
The memories of when people just always dodge roll straight into the water.
Yeah. Oh look, I've done that myself plenty of times. So, oh, okay. So they didn't get dealing with that both of those players there.
Looks like this is gonna be confidently Splat Fac's game right now.
Yeah, I mean, Team 13, it's going to be quite remarkable if they can pull off a comeback at this point with just 20 seconds left. They're going to have to, for starters, get a super clam to buy themselves overtime. So they have done that now at this point, so they will, hopefully for them, get that overtime. But whether they're going to... Yeah, whether they can do enough in that time, though, to...
Someone took another swim in the water.
Alrighty, so... Do you have this play here with the super clam?
2 down.
Ooh, will they get it in time? No. Oh no. Very awkward position there, and yeah, Splat Factory are doing a good job of preventing that attempt there. So that is now game 3 to Splat Factory. Also, I'm just quickly catching up on the chat just to see if the volume's good now. Just if you guys in chat could just let me know again if that audio is okay now for the game volume. I can't actually hear the volume on my end, so it's not making things easy for me at this point. Although I think I've maybe just found the setting to enable that. Oh, there we go. I can now hear it. Awesome. That'll help my awareness a little bit.
Splat Factory really needs to recruit a member called Ham. I mean, called Cheese.
Game audio still okay. I've turned it up a bit more, so hopefully that's a bit better now. Actually, I have turned it up all the way because maybe it's a bit quiet on the recording itself. So let me know if that's okay now.
Oh, new Albacore Hotel. Careful. Be interesting to see what they pull out. The teams pull out for this map.
Yeah, most definitely. Look, I don't think I can really call any comp. Like, I don't think I will know what any comps will run here, or what teams will run in terms of comps rather. It is a fairly new map still, and it is turf. So, yeah, I mean, even in
I
turf, I
mean,
don't have a lot of experience in this. So, yeah.
hopefully Team 13 doesn't run with that bamboozling. I don't know if they were thinking with the old meta or not, but okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think we'll see our typical turf weapons, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw weapons like the NZAP, even the Splash-O-Matic Neo. That's quite a good turf weapon. You've got the Suction Bomb Rush there, always a reliable choice for turf. Might even see Custom Junior potentially, if people choose to run that, but otherwise, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I guess range is could be quite useful on this map too, so whether we'll see any Splatlings.
I'm waiting for someone to pull out an aerospray now.
All right, we do see an ends up on one team. We see a Junior on the other, so I need to update the colors here. I think that's correct. No, wait, that's not correct. What are we up to now?
This could not be goalies.
Oh, sorry, it's turf. It's different colors. All right, there we go. I think we got the colors right now. Except they're reversed. Oh, sorry, my bad. That's correct now. All right. So, so Panda there taking out two there with those Jolly Squelches. Yeah, Jolly Squelch is actually a good choice as well. You know, you've got that nice range there, but they also are fairly decent at turf. So, and even with those missiles too, that can help get a bit of turf there while putting some pressure there. Yeah, Brella also a good choice there. You know, you got the rain, and we did see Brella's getting used earlier in turf matches. So yeah.
There's a Brella and there's rain.
Yeah, so no shortage of rain on these comps, that's for sure. Even there with that Splattershot Pro, decent choice. You know, you've got that. I mean, it's not the best in terms of turfing, but you do have that rain, which does make up for that a little bit. You also got those sensors to tag people for the enemy team, to also know where there's enemies. So I have myself used Splash Up Pro quite a bit in turf matches actually. So as long as you've got that balance on the rest of the team comp to make up,
More Russian rain coming up now.
Yeah. So at this point, it does look like Splat Factory does have that slight advantage there with control. They do have a majority of the middle of the map, and they are slightly pushing into the side of Team 13 there. So, got some more rain coming up there for Splat Factory. That being said, you know, we are in the final minute, so Team 13 do still have time here to try and make a final push. But, you know, Splat Factory here doing a fine job of just maintaining and defending.
It's like having the longest 1v1 of the century and it's finally over.
Yeah, that was quite a 1v1 we just saw. Alright, so 30 seconds now. Splat Factory are down 2 players. So will that be enough now for Team 13 to try and make a push? We do have the Jolly Squelches though on Splat Factory, kind of pushing onto the enemy side there. Getting a little bit of turf on their side before getting taken out. So Team 13, we do have, yeah, Team 13 kind of pushing into the middle now. So they're going to have to, they've still got quite a bit to do though if they're going to take it out. With a few seconds left, will it be enough? I'm not too sure.
And
I mean, it's up to Judd to decide, but it does look kind of close. Oh, I say that, but you know, Splat Factory does have a lot of the middle there, so yeah. So it is Splat Factory's game there for game 4.
I have questions for Nintendo. Where's the hotel in Albacore Hotel?
Oh, I just had the scores reset on me. Okay. I think it was 3-1, is that correct? Yeah. Oh, it's
Coma.
me again.
Hot
Oh, I see
TC.
what happened. Okay, I see what happened there. That should be correct now anyway.
We have Chef. Chef's probably gonna pull out that blob lobber now since seeing what he's been using.
Indeed, yeah. So we did see that bobble blow from Chef. Definitely in
We're
game
definitely
one.
gonna be seeing some blasters or charges.
Definitely, especially on Macro Mart. Blaster, very much a strong weapon, both because it's tower control, but also because, you know, you've got this kind of, those elevated sections of the map where a blaster can, you know, put pressure on things like backliners or other players that are even just up there. So a blaster definitely would be a good choice for tower macro for sure, as we go into this game 5 now. I just gotta get the correct colours going, so got green and purple. Yeah, that's it. Alright.
Ham with that heavy. Luna's been running dualies a lot.
Yeah, so you're right about the bob wobbler there. So Splat Factory is running that again. We do have the heavy splat thing there. Most likely for its Stingray there. So we do have a Stingray on both teams. We have the custom sculpture there as well on Team 13. So always good to run a Stingray on the tower. Oh, okay, so that's 3 down now on Team 13. Splat Factory here continuing to push the tower. Past that first checkpoint and now to the second one already. So they've already cleared the first 2 checkpoints. So tower moving very fast.
That's 3 down now.
So that's a wipe there. So Team 13 dealing with that, getting a wipe on Splat Factory, but not before Splat Factory was able to push it, you know, to that very last checkpoint. So very strong start there on Splat Factory. And yeah, indeed, the rain definitely cleaned that up a bit.
And a Stingray. Luna.
Team 13 here trying to get a push there, not able to clear that first checkpoint though before the tower's retreating back to the middle.
Jeff's the only one alive on Splat Factory right now.
Yeah, so awkward position there for the bob wobbler a bit, but yeah, it does get surrounded there in the end.
It goes down. Does buy time for his teammates to get up though.
Definitely. Alright, so so Ham they're able to get a 2
That's a double from
splats there
Ham.
while riding the tower, so Ham doing a
And
fine job
triple.
there. Although here we have Team 13 now bringing out the Stingray to try and you know, stop that push a bit, but whether it's enough to actually turn it around, looks like Splat Factory they're able to just get back straight back on the tower and keep it going after that. Now they're managing to take out some of the plat there. Tower is heading back to the middle though, so
Panda seems to be retreating or something.
yeah, it does get taken out, just to say that as well. So yeah, so Team 13 they're trying to, yeah, they're really gonna have to try and get a bit of control there and then just try and get that strong push. They've got a lot of work to do. So there's 2 down on each team now. So
Down each team.
oh, okay.
Oh baby, triple. He wins the 1v1 against Panda. Got Chef as well.
We're seeing a lot of rain in mid between both teams at the moment, which is definitely quite effective at the moment, given the tower's sort of not really getting very far now from mid, so rain definitely a good choice for both these teams to be running.
AEST is kind of stuck in the ink right there, not really doing much.
Yeah, that Stingray, they're getting brought out by Splat Factory. Stupid, they're kind of going for the flank, does take out one, but does go down in the end. So yeah, seeing a little, I don't know, a little bit of back and forth in a way at the moment now. So the tower's not really getting very far at this point. So if I was Splat Factory, I'd be actually quite happy with that. You know, if the tower's not getting very far, then you know they've already got the strong advantage. So you know, I'd even be just focusing on defending at this point. You know, with 45 seconds to go, they can just you know maintain that pressure, prevent the other team from getting you know as far as they need, and that'll be enough really. As I said though, Team 13 is making another push here and may even get past that first checkpoint. As I said though, they do manage to do it though. They do manage to do that before getting wiped in fact. So
that's a wipe.
that is indeed a wipe. So not a very good position now for Team 13 with just 20 seconds left. And you know, Splat Factory here does have a lot of control in mid right now. It's going to be very difficult for them to make a comeback at this point, I would say.
2 down each side.
So I suspect we'll see a desperate push here, you know, from them, or push attempt. They are trying to get on the tower, but Splat Factory did have a player there at the end on the tower, just able to finalise that win. So that's game 5 now to Splat Factory. A lot of dominant games actually from Splat Factory. And something I have noticed in fact is that they have been getting a lot of those early strong pushes. So you know, we saw that of course in Arawanamal with that early knockout, and we saw it just then as well with that early push straight to the last checkpoint. So it's interesting though, like even though they're getting that strong push, sometimes you know it's kind of turning around a little bit. So
I am starting to notice as well that Splat Factory's been subbing out for someone every game.
Yeah. So whether that's to do with, you know, this weapon's better on this map, so it's better to have this player in, or whether they're just trying to, you know, spread out who plays a bit. I
mean, it's Rainmaker, Walleye.
Rainmaker, Walleye, okay. I suspect we'll see...
the bomb come into play.
Yeah. I suspect we'll see, you know, at least one Stingray on each team, I would expect, you know. Stingray's very good on Walleye especially, but even Rainmaker, you know, if a team's trying to push the Rainmaker, you know, up that side alley, if the other team activates that Stingray, it's nearly impossible to escape. And it's the fact in a lot of positions on this map too. It's a very long, flat map, so Stingray definitely a viable choice for this.
Chargers can be effective on this map, like you said with those alleyways.
Yeah.
It's a very thin area. The Chargers will have an easy time of hitting the opponents.
Definitely. And yeah, I think even you know, Inkjets, of course. If you can get a lot of pressure going, you know, the Inkjets can help maintain that. You know, we said earlier, Inkjets are quite a reliable choice in a lot of situations, but I've seen some very strong Inkjet plays on this map. Even when just pushing into the enemy base to try and, you know, get the Rainmaker up there. If you have 1 or 2 Inkjets kind of pushing in at once, it makes it very difficult for the other team to try and defend and, you know, stop any kind of Rainmaker push there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, and I suspect we'll see some backline support as well. So whether that be, as you said, from a Charger or from a Splatling, I guess we'll find out. So looks like we're ready now to get into that match as well.
Chef with the Blobber once again. KX with the Blobber as well.
Yeah, so we do see a Blobber on either team now. So that's interesting. Do see Dapple? Not Dapple.
Splat Factory with the immediate pop.
Yeah, so
Little's trying to flank here, see what he can do, and gets taken out.
Yeah, so it's already 2 down now on Team 13, and Splat Factory here picking up the Rainmaker, trying to make a push here. Panda pushing right into their base to kind of make a path, and it does appear the Rainmaker is taking that path, but it does get taken out there. But not a bad push to start the game off there for Splat Factory.
Oh. Him defending his teammate. Jump. Different hand there, the Rainmaker trying to pull something off here, but I don't think it's gonna work out because the inkjet's his problem.
Team 13 bringing out that inkjet to try and get some of those enemies out of there.
But Panda's in his own inkjet.
So the Rainmaker's sitting in quite an awkward spot there for Team 13. I suspect they're probably gonna either reset it or just try and get it out of there. Looks like they have decided to pick it up in the end. Not sure if that was. I mean, I guess you could have gone either way, but probably resetting might have been a viable option there too. But the Rainmaker nonetheless is back in the middle, so slightly more comfortable spot for Team 13 as they try and get a bit of control there. But they are, unfortunately for them, 2 down again, so Splat Factory here in a position to make another push through that side. Looks like they're going to go. We have a couple of players going in through that side, including the Rainmaker, and we have the other 2 kind of pushing in through the middle there, so very difficult there for Team 13 to try and defend that.
Stop them. 2 down each side. The inkjet comes out there.
Yes, inkjet coming out there to try and stop that second push attempt, and yep, so they have...
And those traders stupid.
Oh, so Pena, they're taking out a couple of players there, so
and there's a chance.
Putting them in a very strong position and even nearly getting knocked out. Not quite, but nonetheless, they're still maintaining that pressure in Team 13's base there. So the Rainmaker isn't that far now from getting a knockout. So at this point, Team 13 really just wanting to defend and try and get a Rainmaker out of their base at this point. But Splat Factory here doing a stellar job of just keeping that pressure in their base. But whether or not, as I say though, they have gone 3 down, so that's possibly an end to that.
Both in the middle, the 1v1 of the century.
So
2 down.
They may try and reset it. I'm not sure. Yeah, they are just leaving it there, so I suspect they're going to wait for it to reset and try and push forward a little bit there. The Rainmaker's still sitting in that kind of uncomfortable position in their base. We do see them getting a lot of control. Oh, they have decided to pick it up still, which is fair enough. They do have, yeah, they look like they are getting a bit of control now in mid, so whether it's enough though to be able to get any push out of it. We do have a lot of pressure here from Splat Factory as they do take out the Rainmaker. And we do have a member of Team 13 jumping into not a good situation there. Is it? They probably went down there, although I didn't quite see what happened there.
Splat Factory making a push here. Not quite what they were looking for, I think.
No, so unfortunately for Team 13 here, still not able to really get any points on the scoreboard, so they haven't really taken it past the middle at this point. So, Splat Factory, they were very dominant in the Arowana matches earlier, and they're proving that they're very dominant in this one too. So, Rainmaker definitely seems to be a strong mode for them.
These last seconds here.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot Team 13 could do at the end there. We had a lot of specials going on in their base at the end. So that's game 5. Sorry, that's game 6, I believe now to Splat Factory.
I believe it's 5-1 to Splat Factory.
That is correct. Yes. So that's week 3. Sorry, week 2 actually. This is pre-recorded, so these are still week 2 matches. So that is, that's game 6, and that's a 5-1 win over Team 13 for Splat Factory. So, yeah, I mean, well played on both teams, but Splat Factory definitely proving they're a strong team in their division. So, yeah, interesting matches there. Still, I definitely commend Team 13 there for taking out Blackbelly Skate Park. So even though Splat Factory have been quite dominant in a lot of these games, Team 13 did take out. They did a very good job at Blackbelly Skate Park. So, but yeah, Splat Factory just very dominant in both Rainmaker games, as well as Turf and the Tower and Clam game as well. So. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there for tonight. Thank you so much, Tiger, for jumping on to commentate these games with me as well tonight. So yeah,
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about tonight's matches against these two teams? Yeah.
Both teams played really well, and
Definitely.
yeah.
Indeed. All right. Well, guys, thank you all for watching, and see you next time. I'm not quite sure what matches we'll see next this week. I know there's quite a few teams that'll be playing on Sunday night in particular, so I would expect to expect there to be a stream here on Sunday night. But yeah, other than that, just stay tuned. Watch out on Discord for the announcements, as well as the Oceanink Squid's Twitter, and I'm sure they'll update when the games will be. So yeah, thank you for joining me. This is DrArkaos and Tiger signing out. Have a good night.